Hi guys, Robot1 here coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video we're going to be doing a goodie and an oldie, which is the hand testing videos today, and it's going to be with a good oldie, which is Metalfoes. So pretty much the new Metalfoes support came out, I released the deck profile the other day, and as everybody knows on this channel, when I make a deck profile of any combo based deck, we go ahead and shuffle up the deck, make sure we can play some test hands and see what random combos we can do along the way. Seeing as artifacts and everything else in this deck, Metalfoes is a deck that you can, do a lot of different things in. So yeah, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be testing this hand. If you guys don't know about the deck profile, what's in here, please go check out the deck profile. It is going to be listed on the last video link in the description. And while you're down there, why not like the video to show your support for Metalfoes, because this deck, it's a good deck. It's a good deck indeed. So let's actually go ahead and cut the deck, see what random hand we can get. Hopefully the hand will be decent, and we'll go ahead and have some fun. So first 4 cards are right here. We need the 5th card as well because we are hand testing, and let's go ahead and see what we got. So we start off with a combination. Don't want to draw this card, but okay. Unexpected Die, really good starter. Scythe is not one. Oh, well, brick, okay, brick. Guys, I don't think I have to tell you that that's a bad hand. I don't think I have to tell you, which, seeing as we opened both our combinations, an Artifact Scythe, an Odd Eyes Dissolver, and an Unexpected Die, which lets me tribute summon the Scythe, but no, that's not playable, not in the slightest. I can't do squat with it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna shuffle up again, we're gonna see what we can get, and hopefully the actual free test hands will be a lot better. So let's go ahead and see what we got. So we go ahead and draw our 5 cards, like so, and we see what we got this time. We got a Die, we got a Volflame, we got Magician's Souls, we got a Paramelcaster, and a Painful Decision. Not bad at all. This is actually a really good hand. Okay, so what we're going to do with this hand, obviously, we're going to start off with activating the Unexpected Die, and we're going to go ahead and summon from the deck our Gold Driver. So we'll summon the Gold Driver to the board, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use the Magician's Souls effect, which will allow me to send our Odd Eyes Dissolver from the deck to the graveyard, not wanting to draw it, and we'll special summon it from the hand. So we've currently got the Souls and the Gold Driver on the board. Now that we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and activate Painful Decision next, which will allow me to send a Gold Driver to the graveyard and add a Gold Driver to my hand. So send Gold Driver, add Gold Driver. Just one of the most consistent cards to search any normal monster in the game, Painful Decision. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start activating our scales now. So we're going to start off by activating our Gold Driver, and we're also going to go ahead and activate our Melcaster. Melcaster is going to trigger, and it's going to go ahead and pop the Gold Driver, and we're going to set a combination from our deck to the field. What we do next is we're going to go ahead and activate the Volflame, and then Volflame is going to pop the Melcaster, and we're going to go ahead and set the Metalfoes combination from our deck to the field as well again. So we have 2 combinations set. Next, the Parametalfoes Melcaster is going to go ahead and activate the Gold Driver to hand. So we have the Gold Driver in hand, and we can't activate in the scale due to its effect. What we do now is we trigger the effect of Magician's Souls, sending the 2 combinations to the graveyard to draw 2 random cards from our deck, which is a full Metalfoes Fusion and a Metalfoes Silvered. So we do have the low scale, but we didn't really need it because now we're going to go ahead and trigger the 2 combinations to go ahead and search 2 Metalfoes monsters from our deck to our hand. And the Metalfoes monsters we're going to go ahead and add are a Bismagir and a Vanisher, as we should, so we can go ahead and make VFD. What we do next is we're going to go ahead and activate our Bismagir, and Bismagir is going to go ahead and pop the Volflame to set a Parametalfoes Fusion from the deck. So wherever that is, we're going to go ahead and set it. Did I go past it? There it is. The VFD Fusion spell. And what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and activate the Silvered so we can guarantee that we can actually Pendulum Summon. And we're going to go ahead and there's 2 routes I can actually take here. I can go ahead and turn these two monsters into two different materials to go into two different options that are both really good. One is an extra deck lock and one is an Omni Negate with the VFD. So the question is, where do I want to go with this? I think the route I want to take is gonna probably be the one that actually involves me going into a Link Summon. Well, no, I'm going into a Link Summon no matter what, but it's gonna probably involve me with other routes. So, like, I can either make the Dagda to have an extra deck lock, or I can make the Cross Sheet to summon from the grave. Like, that's what I'm kind of conflicted on right now. So, the question is, which do I want? I think the best play, obviously, is to go probably into the Dagda. Into the Cross Sheet. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and link the Gold Driver and the Magician's Souls. And we're going to summon out the Cross Sheet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to Pendulum Summon. So we're going to Pendulum Summon, really doesn't matter. We're going to Pendulum Summon the Malcaster, the Gold Driver, and the Gold Driver in hand. So we go ahead and have 3 cards on the board. And after that, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and activate... no, actually, I can't Pendulum Summon the Gold Driver, actually. I need to keep that in hand, otherwise we can't actually do what we need to do here. So what we're going to actually do is, we're going to keep the Gold Driver in hand, and we're going to go ahead and use Metalfoes Fusion, fusing the Melcaster, the Gold Driver in the hand, because it actually has to be in hand, guys, because otherwise we can't do what we need to do, and the Volflame to go ahead and summon out the Crimsonite. And after that, we're going to go ahead and trigger the Cross Sheet, and the Cross Sheet is going to go ahead and summon the Magician's Souls from the graveyard. And after that, what we do is we go ahead and link the Cross Sheet and the Magician's Souls. And we're going to go ahead and summon out a Selene. Selene will trigger. It will gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counters. And we're going to remove 3 of those counters to summon from our extra deck, from our graveyard, the Odd Eyes Dissolver that we sent earlier with Magician's Souls. Now what we're going to do is we're going to trigger Odd Eyes Dissolver's effect to go ahead and fuse the Gold Driver and the Odd Eyes Dissolver. And we're going to go ahead and fusion summon into our Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon into that zone over there. So now we've got an Omni Negate on the board, which is really nice. And we're going to go ahead and then use the effect of Selene. Not use the effect of Selene, use the effect of Vanisher, which was going to go ahead and pop the Selene, goes to the graveyard, and go ahead and pop the Bismugear, and summon it from our hand, and then Bismugear will trigger, so during the end phase we'll search Metalfoes. We're then going to go ahead and overlay the Crimsonite and the Vanisher, and we're going to summon out from our extra deck, without dropping all my cards, a VFD True King of All Calamities. So we've currently got the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, the True King of All Calamities on board, and a Silvered, and we've got a full Metalfoes Fusion in hand. So, and during the end phase, we get to go ahead and search a scale, and we're going to be searching a high scale, so it'll probably end up being a Steal-In, I would say, because, like, we've gone through majority of our Volflames, and I've still got the Summoner's Art in our deck, which can search out the last Volflame. So, not bad first test hand. Like, this is one of the boards that we can make. If I chose to go a different route, we could have still ended on the VFD, and we could have probably ended on a few other cards, but I chose to go this route for the fact that it would guarantee that we would have an Omni Negate with a VFD that could just go ahead and negate our opponents from playing the game, and also give us an Omni Negate to stop, like, back row, such as Infinite Permanence, to target the VFD. But that's only the first test hand, guys. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one now to see what else we can do, because honestly, this deck is really fun, and if I can go into a different test hand as well, guys, I will. Because I kind of want to show you different combos that we can do and different end boards that we can end on, as well as what we've done so far. So let's see what we've got in the next hand. Shuffle this up a bit. Make sure it's well and truly shuffled, so, you know, nothing gets in the way, there's no problems, any of that, yada yada yada. Shuffle it out properly. Hopefully it will be alright, and hopefully we will draw a pretty sick hand. So let's go ahead, shuffle it up properly, and that should be enough. So go ahead and cut the deck. Hopefully we won't draw combination, and all of that other stuff again, but let's go ahead and see. So, first 5, Silvered, Gold Driver, Full Metalfoes, Volflame. Okay, now this is one of those hands that is kind of hard to play with. And I say that because, well, if you look at it, it's just Metalfoes cards. And just Metalfoes cards isn't a bad thing. We can play with just Metalfoes cards. It's just, it depends on what route I'm going to go down. Now, if it was just 5 Metalfoes cards, I'd be a lot more confident, or if this wasn't, or if this was a unexpected die, because then I could go ahead and go into a few other things. But this is a problem hand, to be completely honest. So what I'm probably gonna do with this hand is kind of upsetting. I don't really know. So what I can try to do is a few things. I can get into a link free, but I can't really get any higher than that, and I can't make the Celine. So I think the best kind of hand that I can actually make with this is... let's see what we got. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try and play this hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by activating the Silvered, and then we're going to activate the Volflame. After that, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and Pendulum... do I need to Pendulum Summon? I guess I could just normal summon. I could go ahead and normal summon, then do that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to normal summon the Gold Driver, and then we're going to go ahead and use the full Metalfoes Fusion, fusing the Volflame and the full Metalfoes and the Gold Driver, summoning Mithrilium from our extra deck. We're then going to go ahead and trigger Silvered, which will go ahead and pop the Mithrilium and set from our deck onto the field a Metalfoes Fusion, I believe. So we'll go ahead and set that onto the board. And then Mithrilium will trigger, summoning the Volflame from the graveyard. Like so. And I believe I can only use each of its effects once per turn. No, I can use that effect multiple times per turn. So what I can do now is I could always go ahead and use the Metalfoes Fusion to fuse these two into another Mithrilium, shuffle back the Mithrilium and the full Metalfoes, destroy the Mithrilium again, which doesn't really resolve anything, but it's kind of like, where do I go? Decisions. There's not a lot of options, really. I guess what... Actually, you know what? I guess what I do instead is, instead of saying the Metalfoes Fusion, I have to go for a random draw, so I would go for the normal Metalfoes Fusion instead. And then I'll Pendulum Summon the Gold Driver. And from then on, we go ahead and use the Fusion, which will allow me to go ahead and fuse the Volflame and the Gold Driver into another Mithrilium, and then I'll shuffle away the fusion spell, and we would see what we can get there. Sadly, these are hands that can sometimes appear, but I play so many consistency cards that it doesn't always happen. It just happens very rarely. But a lot of our cards are just Metalfoes cards. It's just like, if I open 5 Metalfoes cards, it's a lot better than opening a fusion spell. So we'll go ahead and shuffle these up. Hopefully we'll draw something good and we can get to a combo, but we'll see. So the draw is a Volflame. Okay, so this actually isn't playable then, because all I can really do from this point onwards is I can use the Mithrilium effect to go ahead and shuffle back the Mithrilium in the grave and the full Metalfoes Fusion, which would allow me to return like the Volflame to hand, or a triggered one, which would probably be the Silvered then. So we put these back in the extra deck, and then what we do is we just go ahead and return that to the hand, activate the Volflame, or no, actually we activate the Silvered, then we use the Silvered again to pop the new Mithrilium, setting the full Metalfoes Fusion that we literally just put back in the deck. And then Mithrilium would trigger, and we just summon a Volflame, and then during our opponent's turn, we can just go ahead and use the full Metalfoes Fusion to make the Alkahest during our opponent's turn, so we can go ahead and steal an opponent's monster. That's all I can really do, because there's not really anything else. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, it's just like it's all I can do, like, with this kind of hand. So that was another test hand. It wasn't the best. I tried to make it work. It's just literally, when you open those kind of hands, it's either go big or go bust. And I had to try and take a risk with the fusion spell, which got us a Volflame. I would say if it was a Magician's Souls, we would have really just gone in. even though we wasted our pendulum summon, we could have probably still done quite a few things. But because we didn't get the cards we needed, it's just kind of... It wasn't the best, if you get what I mean. It's kind of like, where do we go from there onwards? It wasn't good. It wasn't great. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and shuffle up this hand, and we'll see what we can do with the last test hand in this video. Hopefully it'll be really good, and I can show you guys a different route or the different end board. But let's go ahead and see. So we go ahead and draw 5 cards. Let's see what we got. So we got a combination, a fusion, a magician's souls, and let's make that 2 combinations. Okay, so this is actually playable. For the pure fact that we've drawn magician's souls with 2 combinations. That is the whole reason why this is playable. So let's try and play this hand out, actually. I want to see what we can do with this technically bad hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with an unexpected die, and we summon out the obvious gold driver from the deck. Like so. We're then going to go ahead and use the Magician's Souls effect, summon it from the hand, and send to the graveyard a... Doesn't really matter, so we'll go ahead and just send the Dissolver again to the graveyard. What we're going to do now is we're going to set 2 cards, and we're going to trigger the souls to send the 2 set cards to the graveyard to draw 2 random cards from the deck. I'll just give it a shuffle just to make sure it's properly done. And we'll draw 2 random cards from the deck. Hopefully they're good, and it's another Souls and a Pot of Desire, so more cards is always good. And then we're going to go ahead and trigger the combination, which is going to go ahead and allow me to add from my deck to my hand 2 Metalfoes monsters. We're going to add a Melcaster, and we're also going to add a Bismagir, just so we can guarantee that we can pendulum summon. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use the Pot of Desires to attempt to draw better cards. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we lose... Magic Teleport isn't that bad. Steal-In, Souls, Jackal... That's a little annoying. And that's a little annoying as well. But it's fine, it's fine. We can still play without the VFD combo, so it's fine. It just depends on what we draw. So we drew an Abductor, which isn't bad, and we drew a full Metalfoes Fusion. So that's actually pretty decent. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and normal summon the Magical Abductor. I think we should normal summon it. Yeah, we're going to normal summon the Magical Abductor. And we're going to go ahead and activate the Para Metalfoes Melcaster and the Bismagir. And after that, this is on 2 counters now. We're going to go ahead and link summon the Souls and the Gold Driver into a Artifact Dagda, which is actually pretty decent here. And what we do next is we're gonna go ahead and pendulum summon 2. Wait. No, we can't pendulum summon 2. We're gonna pendulum summon 1. Yeah, so we pendulum summon 1. And then we go ahead and I think what I do is I just end on a board like that, probably. Yeah, I just end on literally this, which I'll show you now. We're going to go ahead and overlay these 2, which is going to make a Tornado Dragon. And then when we made the Tornado Dragon, what we're going to do is we're going to set the Metalfoes Fusion. We're going to trigger Tornado Dragon's effect, detaching the Gold Driver to destroy the Metalfoes Fusion, and then Dagda will also trigger, which will set us the Artifact Scythe from our deck to the board in face down defense position. Now, if we can go further, it will depend on what we draw. It could be really good, it could be really bad, but we're going to go ahead and trigger the fusion, and we're going to see what we can actually draw, because this isn't a bad board. We basically lock our opponent out of their extra deck, and that's always really, really nice, but it's nice to, you know, get something else as well, which is what I kind of want to do here. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle that up, draw 1 card, and it happens. I'm not... it sucks, but not a terrible end board, to be honest. Like, this is sometimes what will happen, where you can just kind of have to end on literally Artifact Scythe, summon it on your opponent's turn. Now they can't summon from the extra deck. That will sometimes happen. It's perfectly fair, to be honest. Sometimes I can do this with like VFD and stuff as well. With the first test hand that we actually did, I could have done it with that, but I chose to go into the Old Eyes Vortex Dragon. But pretty much, this is just what happened. It's a random hand that we could have gotten, and it's not the end of the world. Like, I could have probably done a few other things, maybe, if I really, really wanted to, but to do that, I would have needed to been able to, you know, not draw the Metalfoes fusion, because that is just an upsetting draw that really doesn't help me at all here. But in all honesty, it's fine. It's a really good hand. It was a really decent end board. Like, being able to just have the Scythe unlock with a Tornado Dragon is really good. So that's also really, really nice. But guys, that's the end of this video though. Tell me what you guys think of the random combos and the random test hands that I did in this video. Obviously, the first turn one, we made a Vortex Dragon with a VFD, which is absolutely insane. The second one, it's pretty much just an Alkahest Past. I couldn't really do anything else with like literally 4 Pendulum monsters and a full Metalfoes fusion. It's just not going to happen, and I tried, but it's just not really far. And then obviously this hand, it was upsetting how we did draw like the double combination, but with the unexpected die and obviously the what was it? The Pot of Desires. We got the Pot of Desires at random. It was the full Metalfoes fusion that we drew, wasn't it? Or something along those lines. Something random. But nonetheless, this was a really decent hand. This was a decent video. I'm really happy to show you guys, though, what this deck can do. I really do like the Metalfoes deck and the Metalfoes strategy. And there's a lot of other things that this deck can do if you draw, like, the right hands, or you get the right combos, or your RNG with your Magician's Souls is really good as well. But guys, that is the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description. This was a fun video to make, just to show you guys the Metalfoes deck in general, and I'm happy to have shown you the deck. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Robot1 signing out. Later all.